special as Walmart's Flipkart buyout inches closer. The deal is likely to be announced tomorrow. We take a look at what this means for the Indian e-commerce space as well as this company. While we've learned that Walmart is expected to take Flipkart public, sources tell us that founders Sachin and Binny Bansal, as well as early investors from Tencent and Tiger Global, will be represented on the Flipkart board in some form or fashion. Sachin Bansal is out, Binny Bansal is to stay in. Former executive at Tiger Global and current CEO Kalyan Krishnamurthy will also stay on, and most likely as the chief executive of Flipkart. Remember, Kalyan's appointment as the professional CEO of Flipkart in January of 2017 marked a first for the Indian startup sector, as the space was mostly founder-driven. Here's what he had to say about this management reshuffle last year. And this gives you an indication of what the management strategy has been at Flipkart. And of course, whether it is going to continue or not in the same way is the question mark.
I have certain specific skills and capabilities which are unique, which I bring to the table, right? So that's the reason I came in to do a particular role. I would not generalize or prescribe anything. It's a very, very fast-moving, fast-paced industry, so it should not go with any kind of a prescription, number one. Number two, I've been associated with this, so the company is, let's say, 10 years old. Of those 10 years, I've been associated for more than 6 of those. So I believe I'm professional, but I don't entirely qualify for the professional CEO. Maybe the term is like as a complete outsider CEO kind of a person. I've been involved very deeply with the business since 2000, I think May, June of 2011.
Actually, I must share a little factoid out here. So I know for a fact that Kalyan way back had actually told Lee at Tiger that I would rather go and work with Flipkart and then actually continue at Tiger. And I think you did that for a bit. And but that's fascinating. And I've heard of a couple of other people who've said that. And probably was some kind of inkling where your heart really is. So yeah.
The other piece to your question is, do we have beers? Actually, we very involved. Actually, we are very engaged with each other. So yes. So it's not that it was a founder-driven company and now it's run professionally. So it's very much in the same zone. It was. I was not a complete outsider.
It was an easy transition.
Yeah, part of the family in some way, came in more. Founders are still very much involved, so it's, yeah.
What's the one category Flipkart will never get into?
As of on products, e-commerce, actually right now, the plan is to get into most of the categories out there. So right now there is...
Including travel. I should be worried.
No, that's why I said products. Actually, services, we've not really thought about at all.
Of course, I have to ask you, what keeps you up at night?
So again, going back to 2004-05 when I was at eBay, when I joined the company, I went through an induction, actually, with my then manager, because I came from a more traditional FMCG world. Those days, I was given a proper consumer internet induction. And the examples I was given those days of, let me just draw the landscape. So the guy went to the whiteboard and drew everything, There is this concept called search in internet, and the 3-4 big ones are MSN, AOL, Yahoo. So the guy wrote it there. And then there is this concept of social networking, which is coming up in a big way. There is a company called Friendster. There is Friendster, then there is Orkut, so he wrote it down there. So those days, Skype was the new communication engine coming up. Then there is this concept of content, which is again Yahoo, MSN or something. There is transactions, which is eBay, payments, which is PayPal. So there was and the true search was Lycos and some of those. Now, and you know what? Some of these were 30, 40, 50, $60 billion companies. So I'm paranoid to that extent that the time frame, if you are not watchful, if you miss the boat, if you don't think about innovation like 25 times a day, it's so easy to become irrelevant. It is scary. Actually, this industry is very scary. And you know what? Since that, obviously, maybe 60–70% of them didn't make it after that. A new crop came in. A lot of them didn't make it. And there is a new crop now, right? So every 7, 8, 10 years, $40–50 billion companies disappear. It is the scariest thing.
And perhaps that sums up the rationale driving this decision to do the deal with Walmart. Stay relevant or perish. In the wake of competition from Amazon, big, deep pockets, was it only inevitable that this deal would have been inked? Could it have been Amazon? Well, that was the buzz. That was the expectation. But guess what? It is going to be Walmart. On that note, it is time for us to wrap up the Young Turks Flipkart throwback. Stay tuned, because what we have coming up for you is opinion and analysis of what this deal is going to mean for both Flipkart, Walmart, Amazon, and of course, India's retail landscape. That's coming up right after this break. Stay tuned.